right, I got the go ahead. So today is going to be all about our animal friends. So we're going to read several stories, do some activities, and tell some jokes that are all about animals. So I am going to start today with one of our favorite stories in our house. It is called The Scruffy Puppy. And I can't wait to introduce you to the Scruffy Puppy if you don't know him. But you are going to meet some toys in this book, some of which that are animals, some are not. The first toy you're going to meet is actually a toy named Sergeant McNab. And Sergeant McNab is dressed as one of the Royal Guard, one of the Queen's Guards. And this is actually a toy that my grandmother brought me from London when I was about your age. So it's pretty old. But now Michael gets to play with it. So that's one of the toys you're going to meet. And since he's one of the Queen's Guard, we'll read this story with a British accent. I hope you'll indulge me. You're also going to meet a pink kitty. And you're going to meet some other toys as well. This is a robot. You'll meet a robot in our story. This robot's named Steve. Some of you or your parents might know our friend Steve Hudson. And Steve Hudson gave this robot to Michael on his first birthday. So this is Steve the robot. We also have a Steve the dinosaur in our house. But he makes an appearance in our story too. I really wanted to introduce you to the Scruffy Puppy because we do have one in our house, but I forgot to get him out of Michael's crib before he went down for a nap, and now I'm just afraid to wake him up. So one of our activities today is going to be drawing your own Scruffy Puppy since you can't meet mine, but you can hear the story. So this is the Scruffy Puppy. And like I said, this is one of our favorite stories in our house right now, so I've got it memorized. This book was actually given to my little boy by one of my very favorite teachers I ever had, my Spanish teacher from high school. Her name was Senora Velez. All right. "Gather round, toys, and please pay attention," said Sergeant McNab. "There are things I must mention. It's come to my notice, I'm sorry to say, you don't invite Puppy to join in your play. I'm sure that you new toys think he's a scruff, but I'm here to tell you his life has been tough. He doesn't have batteries, touchscreen, or bricks. He can't sing a song, roll along, or do tricks. But when Tommy was teething, which hurt so I hear, Puppy let Tommy chew hard on his ear. When Tommy was carelessly slamming the door, saving Tommy's fingers damaged Puppy's paw. You may wonder why he's been missing for weeks." McNab blew his nose. He could hardly speak. Puppy nursed Tommy through his chicken pox. Now that Tommy is well, he is back in our box. And Mom, to make sure that Puppy was clean, gave him a hot bath in the washing machine. The toys all gasped loudly. Nightlight went quite pale. Then Puppy was dried, hung up by his tail. So that is why Puppy looks a bit battered. He did his duty, stood up when it mattered. Puppy, come over here now, if you please. Okay, son, relax and just stand at ease. As a robot pinned medals onto Puppy's chest, the toys stamped and cheered, "He's one of the best!" Pink Kitty kissed him. Then, bursting with pride, he had a quiet thought he kept hidden inside. What really counted, though Puppy won't boast, out of all of his toys, Tommy loved him the most. And there's a little picture of Puppy that Tommy drew. The end. Thank you so much for letting me use one of my character voices for that. It also happens to rhyme better when you use the dialect, so that's another reason. Like I said, I can't introduce you to Michael's Scruffy puppy today because he's holding him tightly during nap time, but you know I love drawing simple animals, so we are going to draw our own version of a Scruffy puppy. So if you can, grab a piece of paper and a crayon or a pencil or a marker, but if you can't grab one right now, you can just watch and tune back into the video later to do it. So I've told y'all before that I love to draw animals, but I'm not always the best artist. So I love it when I learn simple tricks to draw them. So these are some simple tricks and shapes to draw your own Scruffy puppy. So the first thing I want you to do is draw an oval in the middle of your page. I'll do it and then show you. Here's my oval. You see it? All right, the next thing I want you to do is you're going to draw an upside down U that connects to that oval. And I will do it quickly and then show you. So you've got an oval and a U. Now I want you to go in the middle of that first oval you drew and draw a V. And color that V in. Excellent work. Okay, and coming down from that V, I want you to draw a straight line. Excellent. And on one side of the line, I want you to draw a semicircle. And on the other side of the line, draw a semicircle. I bet you can tell what you have now. If you want, you can give your puppy some whiskers. You don't have to. Okay, great. So now we have part of the puppy's face. What do you think this puppy needs? Eyes. I do too. So to draw the eyes, you're going to draw two small ovals inside that upside down U. And I like to angle my ovals a little bit because they make the puppy look really, really sweet. And since I'm drawing Scruffy Puppy, you probably saw from the picture that Scruffy Puppy has a spot around one of his eyes. So I'm going to put that there. Good. And I'm going to give my puppy some eyebrows because those help to make him expressive too. Now, what does this puppy need on his head that he doesn't have yet? That's right, ears. So go on one side of the upside down U. And you want to go out a little bit, then over and under and connect. So there we have one ear. Go and do the other side, same thing, out and over, under, and connect. Excellent. So now you have your cute little puppy face. Great. Okay, we are going to draw the puppy body now. So to do the puppy body, underneath that first oval you drew, what letter is that? Draw a T. Yes, I know you're thinking, a T, why did I draw a T? You'll see. The next thing you're going to do is draw a J shape on either side of the T. So one of them is going to look more like a J than the other because the other one will seem backwards. I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. Next, these are the front legs of the puppy, and we want to give our puppy paws. So I already gave my puppy one paw on that side. I'm going to draw another little line right there to give him two paws, and I'm going to do the same thing on that first leg. Excellent. Okay, so our puppy has back legs, or front legs, but he doesn't have back legs and a body yet. So for the body, from that oval that you drew, just draw a half circle that connects down to the foot. And do the same thing on the other side. Half circle that connects to the foot. Excellent. So we've got a cute little puppy body now, but we need some back feet. And we want to make sure those back feet look like they're behind the front feet. So I'm going to draw a sideways U that starts on the little body and then connects to the front foot. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So he has back feet, and let's give him little paws. So two lines on each of those back feet, and he's sitting up so nice and attentively. And now we need to give him a little tail. So I think hot dog tails are funny on dogs. So I'm just going to go to one side and draw a little tail. So that is your puppy. After you draw him, you can add some other things. You might put some spots on your puppy. Maybe a spot on the ear up here. Give him a sock on one hand, one paw. It is totally up to you. But that is how you can draw your very own Scruffy puppy. Okay, we are going to move on to our next story right now. And you guys probably know this about me already, but I love dogs. So when we had an All About Animals Day scheduled, I wanted to make sure I read you some of my favorite stories about puppies. So this one is called Muddypaws. And I love the pictures in this book. Okay. I don't have this one memorized like the last one, so I'm going to have to read. It was a special day for Ben. He had a new puppy. I'll teach you all the things I know, said Ben, but first I need to choose a name for you. I'll need to think hard about it. It has to be just perfect. I don't really mind what name you choose as long as you give me lots of cuddles, thought the new puppy. Ben looked around his bedroom to see if he could find an idea for the perfect puppy name. I'll look in my storybook, he said, but none of the names in the book were just right for his puppy. I think I'll leave you to hunt for names, thought the new puppy. I'd rather look behind that flower pot. The little puppy crept over. He sniffed, and then he climbed. He didn't mean to knock the flower pot over, but whoops! That's just what he did. He made muddy paw prints everywhere. Let's go to the park. I might be able to think of a good name there, said Ben. I'd rather look behind that tree, thought the little puppy. So he ran and ran. He didn't mean to jump in the mud, but sploosh! That's just what he did. He made muddy paw prints everywhere. Ben's neighbors were having a party in the backyard. One of the guests may be able to think of a good name for you, said Ben. Let's go and ask them. I'd rather look in the pond, thought the new puppy. So he leaned over, and he leaned over a little bit more. But you can guess what's about to happen. He didn't mean to fall in the pond, but splash! That's just what he did. He made muddy paw prints everywhere. We'd better go home and clean you up, said Ben. I'd rather go digging in the backyard, thought the new puppy. So he dug, and he dug, and he dug. This time he found lots of things. A lost ring, an old wrench, and a toy car that Ben had lost. He didn't mean to bring all that mud indoors, but pitter patter, pitter patter. That's just what he did. He made muddy paw prints everywhere. And he didn't mean to find a name for himself at last, but guess what? That's just what he did. You are the muddiest, funniest puppy there ever was. There's only one name for you, laughed Ben. Muddypaws. So that is a great name. I don't know if you guys have dogs or animals in your house, but we have two. that you've probably seen or heard before. And our first little dog's name was Dobby. I always knew that I wanted to have a little dog named Dobby. And about a year after we got Dobby, we got her younger sister, and we had a name picked out. But when we got our little dog, we realized that name wasn't right for her. And so she ended up with the only possible name she could have had, which was Nugget, because she is a little nugget. And like I said, you probably have seen them or heard them on a story time before. So even though I love puppies and I love reading you these stories, I didn't want other animals to feel left out. So now for some jokes and riddles all about animals. Okay? The first riddle is, how can you spell mousetrap with 3 letters? You give up? I'll show you. How can you spell mousetrap with 3 letters? I just did it. Are you ready? C-A-T. Cat. Because cats trap mice. All right, next animal joke or riddle. Okay, are you ready? What animal can jump higher than a tree? Oh, give up. Please give up. You give up? Okay. Any animal. A tree can't jump. Here's the next riddle. The riddle this is what you say to your family or friends. You say, I need you to name 10 things with eggs in them, and you have 5 seconds. Are you ready? I'm going to do it. Time me. Here we go. Cake, cookie, 8 chickens. That's 10 things with eggs in it, because chickens lay eggs. And speaking of which, do you know why chickens lay eggs? Because if they dropped them, they would break. Okay, so speaking of eggs, that brings me to the betcha for today. So for this betcha, if you want to do it now, the supplies you need are, first of all, permission from a grown-up. The second thing you're going to need is 1 egg, as we were just talking about. And the third thing you need is 1 adult to supervise. Now, you can just watch and do this later. You need a flat surface as well. So like my kitchen table would work, but I want it to be a little bit higher so you can see the trick. So the betcha is, I betcha I can make this egg stand up and balance. Okay? And then you can watch your friends and family try, and some will say, well, if it was the equinox, it would happen, but it doesn't matter if it is or it isn't. I guarantee you that I can make this egg stand up without breaking it completely. All right? And again, see me trying. It has nothing to do with this cake plate that I've got it on. It's a flat surface, just like a table. Are you ready to see me make this egg stand up? Do you betcha I can't do it? I betcha I can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! So, you probably heard it, and it took a couple tries because my egg got a little warm while I was waiting to start. But notice I didn't break the egg completely. All I did was, on the count of 3, with a minimal force, I put it down so the bottom of the egg cracked a little bit. So after you do this trick, the egg isn't edible. So again, make sure that you have permission from a grown-up in your house to do this. Make sure they are with you, because you don't want to end up with yolk all over your face. And make sure that they're not running low on eggs, because you don't want to use the last egg for a trick. You can't use it after that. Okay, so I love that betcha. Thank you for watching it. We have one quick little story left for today. In keeping with our other stories, it's a story about a puppy. Okay, this story is called Snuggle Puppy, and you are going to have a part to play in the story, which I will tell you in just a second. So Snuggle Puppy is a book that's written and illustrated by a woman named Sandra Boynton, and y'all might have some of her books or seen some of them. We have a lot of her books in our house. This is another one that we really enjoy. Speaking of animals, this is Moo Ba La La La, which I love reading to Michael because we don't just say Moo Ba La 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 in this house. This book is actually called Moo ba la la la, moo ba la la la, moo ba la la la. What does the cow say? I've had way too much fun. But you'll just have to check that book out from your library or order it on Amazon if you haven't read it. We are going to read Snuggle Puppy today. Now, repeat after me. Say, ooh! Good. Whenever I point to you, I want you to say, ooh! Just like that. If I point to your cheek, I just want you to go like this. Okay, so this is an interactive story. It's a great story for right before you go to bed, so you might want to wait till then to watch it. This is called Snuggle Puppy, A Little Love Song. Well, I have a thing to tell you, and it won't take long. The way I feel about you is a kind of a song. It starts with an ooh and ends with a kiss. And all along the middle, it goes something like this. It goes, ooh, snuggle puppy of mine. Everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Fuzzy little snuggle puppy, I love you. I say, ooh, snuggle puppy of mine. Everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Ooh, I love you. Kiss. Now, I wanted just to tell you, and it didn't take long, the way I feel about you is a kind of a song. It started with an ooh, I gave you a kiss. I hope you liked the middle. Now we'll end it like this. This is supposed to be whispered. Ooh, snuggle puppy of mine. Everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Ooh, I love you. Mwah. So I do love you. Thank you guys so much for watching story time today. We are going to wrap up, but remember, find your mom or dad or the grown-up in your house tonight and ask them what is one thing you can do to help them before you go to bed, because grown-ups love it when we help, and helping makes us feel better too. So make sure you do that and have sweet dreams and a bright tomorrow. See you next time. Bye.